Miles and miles of net, shadowy death traps for some of the most magnificent animals of our ocean depths. The nets are there to protect swimmers, but every year, thousands of sharks slowly drown, struggling for their life against the nasty mesh. And it's not just the sharks. Countless numbers of dolphins, turtles, whales, dugong, and other marine life suffer a lingering death. Crikey, it just breaks my heart to see a mako shark hanging here dead as a doornail. It's time the world woke up to the fact that we're destroying sharks at a great rate of knots. Another death trap is the drumline. This beautiful blue shark has been hooked up and drowned. This is a very successful method of catching sharks. And what's happened here is another shark has taken advantage of this dead shark and tried to feed on it. You can see the teeth marks in the top and right into its gills. 100 million sharks are caught every year around the world. That's a staggering and frightening slaughter. And it adds up to an ecological disaster of massive proportions. And it gets worse. Here is the most cruel environmental crime of all. The brutal, wasteful practice of shark finning. The shark is hauled onto the boat, mutilated for a few body parts, its fins, and then tossed back overboard. They die a terrible death.
Have a look at this. Beautiful. Big mako. Have a look at the teeth on it. Sensational. Huge big eyes. And they just cut his fins off. Cut his fins right off. Look at that. Dorsal. Pectoral fins. Even his tail. And then just discarded the trunk, the body, just thrown it back over into the ocean. I feel so sorry for this shark and all the other millions of sharks that are gonna get their fins cut off this week. Sorry, mate. There you go.
This is the worst wildlife atrocity facing our planet Earth. Please never eat shark fin soup. You know, my all-time favourite shark is the tiger shark. But by crikey, they've copped a bad rap over the years. They've been blamed for a lot of human fatalities. Well, I'm going to investigate that. Before I get too far down the track, I'm going to actually capture a tiger shark in a plastic bag, believe it or not, and then I'm going to catch a tiger by the tail. Sunrise on the Barwon Banks off Queensland's Sunshine Coast, where I had my first encounter with a pack of tiger sharks a few years ago. Ever since, I've wanted to investigate these drop-dead gorgeous sharks.
Monster right here.
Tiger. And I can't wait to get in there with him. But because we've had to attract him with food, I'm going to have to play it pretty safe. Woo! Check out those stripes. What a magnificent animal. And he's on. Time for me to get in me shark tube. It's my new acrylic safety tube, and this is gonna give me an even better view of what the sharks are up to. I've got no idea how the sharks are gonna react, and I'm hoping that it's strong enough the old tiger shark, the most powerful predator in the ocean, doesn't just smash it and make lunch out of me. Check out the size of this shark. Just coming straight in on me. Woo! It can't see the plastic, and I just went eyeball to eyeball with it. What a whopper! That shark dwarfed my size. What an experience. However, I'm starting to drift away from the big boat a bit too far, so Stewie's come in to secure another line. Check out this one, coming in from underneath. All my life I thought I'd just be able to swim with the tiger sharks and there'd be no big deal. No way. Now I can see what they do when they can see me without a cage around me. And they're reacting completely different. They're being completely normal with their feeding pattern, chomping at the chum on the surface and just eyeballing me, just looking straight at me as if I am a potential food source. This is great. I've always thought I could swim with them, and now I'm sure I can. Look at him coming straight at me. Check out his teeth. Woo! Looking.
Right here, mate.
They're very, very curious, those big, black, beady eyes coming and staring straight at me. Woo! He's got the rope. That's my umbilical cord. Houston, we have a problem. He hasn't cut through it. The boys come back just to make sure and pull me in. If we lose that umbilical cord, woo, crikey, who knows what's going to be happening. Be bobbing around out there with these tiger sharks, and they're thick. I'm only seeing the ones that are in front of me, and they're all whoppers. They're all huge big sharks, mate. They are a little more dangerous than I've always thought. I guess when you're in the aluminium shark cages, they can sense the aluminium and they avoid it. They'll bang into it, but they avoid it. But with this plastic, it's like they can't even see it. They don't even know it's there. And they're interested in how they get that big food source out. Have a go at the size of this one. Woo! And it's going the boat. They're getting agitated. Two of them at once. Look at the size of them. The crew's getting carried away, hey? There's sharks all over the paddock. Everyone's getting tense. It's stress, mate. There's at least half a dozen in front of us right now, and all of my crew are getting very nervous, and for good reason. Crikey, what a learning curve. I can't wait for my next chance to get close to these tigers of the sea.
SeaWorld theme park on Queensland's Gold Coast is Steve's next opportunity for a hands-on encounter with tiger sharks. They're building a new tourist attraction called Shark Bay, and a huge 13-foot tiger shark hasn't been doing well in a temporary holding facility. They've decided the best thing for Bonnie the tiger is to release her back into the open ocean. Trevor Long is SeaWorld's Director of Marine Sciences. He's tried to help Bonnie acclimatize to captivity unsuccessfully. Now Bonnie is going back home to the sea. A purpose-built transport tank will carry Bonnie out to the ocean. And because of Steve's special interest in tiger sharks, he's been given the privilege of being part of the release. That's the outlet for an oxygenated water pump, a life support system for sharks on the move. We'll be lifting Bonnie from the temporary holding lake with a fabric sling, an aluminum cradle, and a heavy lift crane. In the meantime, she's being conditioned to move exactly where we want by following a tempting snack, a fish on a stick. And this is Trevor's invention, a plastic bag in the shape of a sock to protect Bonnie's skin while she's captured. She's not the only shark in the tank, and the support team's inside a movable safety cage, slowly narrowing the angle of approach to the entry point.
So you can see she's on her way around now. Just going to try and get some water in the sock.
We're hoping the plastic will be almost invisible underwater. But at the last second, Bonnie gets suspicious and veers away. She's still interested in the fish on a stick, and we're going to have another go. This time, we narrow down the swimming corridor again and slowly guide her towards the open end of the sock.
Come on, girl.
Tigers are smart enough to figure out what we're up to, and we're concerned the whole capture's going to get a lot tougher. Once again, at the last moment, she shies away from the opening, and this time she collapses the plastic bag. Trevor's confident he can still trick her into the sock, so we reattach the bag to the aluminum frame while Bonnie and the other sharks cruise around the facility. Steve can't get over how placid these sharks are in captivity. All this commotion and activity, Yet they still just keep cruising.